Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. Welcome back yet again everybody. We've got another video today on a fragrance that in my opinion is the most mysterious and possibly the most hyped Louis Vuitton fragrance that maybe you don't know about. Now before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe guys. Again, your likes, your subscription, sharing the videos and letting your friends know about the channel is huge for the channel guys. We are growing. We are headed towards 12,000 subscribers and almost 2 million views guys. So thank you so much for all your support, and all of that support motivates me to answer your most burning questions about these fragrances that are a mystery to you guys. Now this fragrance came into the market as the most expensive Louis Vuitton fragrance guys, and Louis Vuitton fragrances are expensive as it is. A lot of people are debating whether or not they're worth it, but there is a lot of fanfare with Louis Vuitton fragrances, especially with the fact that you can actually refill these fragrances at the boutique. Now this fragrance, I'm pretty damn sure there are no refills of this fragrance. There's no returns and no exchanges once you open the bottle guys. And as far as I know, there are no official samples of this with Louis Vuitton. So I had to hunt down a sample of this fragrance so I could smell it and interpret it for you guys. This fragrance is none other than Louis Vuitton Pur Oud guys. Louis Vuitton Pur Oud is the most expensive fragrance of Louis Vuitton as of right now. I like to call it Pur Oud, so if I call it Pur Oud in the middle of this, I mean, I'm sorry, I like it better than Pur Oud. So just how expensive is Pur Oud guys? So Pur Oud is 6,300 AED or dirhams. That's the currency in the United Arab Emirates, or that translates to $1,750 for one bottle of Pur Oud. That is really what caused the commotion first and foremost of Pur Oud, because it's expensive. Because of the really high price, the buzz was all around this fragrance. A lot of people were talking about it. And the second thing that makes this fragrance Pur Oud talked about in a lot of different fragrance circles, or maybe you can even say it's controversial, is the fact that it is so minimalistic that there are only 2 notes in this fragrance. So 2 notes right here and $1,750 guys. So here I am today. I'm going to try to explain this to you guys. What does this smell like? Is it really worth it? And where does this fit in your collection if you decide to actually buy it? Now this sample right here, I have been testing it for the past few days outside the house. I'm not going to spray it inside the house because my wife hates oud and I might get kicked out. But just know that I have been testing this fragrance for the past few days. Now let's get into the scent profile of Louis Vuitton Pur Oud, and I'm actually going to compare it later on to some of my other powerful oud scents, such as The Night, such as Nebulous, such as Spirit of Dubai Oud. This fragrance, believe it or not, does not directly compete with those other scents, and I'll tell you exactly why. Number one, guys, this Pur Oud is basically literally what it is. It's pure oud, guys, okay? And the oud right here, in my opinion, is the type of oud that you guys need to smell if you're unsure of what real oud smells like. There are different types of oud out there, and there's even more oud blends out there. And there are notes that when mixed with oud, some people already directly think that it's oud, such as cypriol, leather, incense. A lot of people just go, oh, that's oud, and just because it's a dark woody note, it's also oud. But this one right here is the real deal. This one here is the oud that I think you really need to smell to define oud. And the reason for that is because A, it's rich. Once I sprayed this on me right here, you could tell that this is so rich and oily. It's that real oud oil right there. And the smell is straight up animalic, rich, deep, dark, woody, and somewhat spicy, guys. And this is really reminiscent of the Hindi oud that you can smell in both The Night and Nebulous as well. But I will say this, the shocking part is that the oud right here in Pur Oud is not as camphorous as I thought. It's not as medicinal as I thought. It is not an assault to my nose. And the only way I can see Pur Oud as an assault to your nose is if in general oud is an assault to your nose, like when my wife smells oud, she gets assaulted with that smell. But other than that, if oud generally doesn't do that for you, it's actually not gonna be as much of a punch in the face compared to like the Night, for example, which I think is a punch in the face. This one right here is actually smoother and more controlled, I would say, than the Night. And in my opinion, the Oud Assam oil right here in Pur Oud is pretty balanced, guys, okay? Like, I've smelled some punch in the face ones like the Night, and I think right here with Pur Oud, it's actually a balance between animalic and those deep, rich, dark woods, guys. And then there's a little spice too in the back. In my opinion, it's not going to go like kaboom once you wear this. I think that it's a gradual increase of strength once you spray this fragrance right here. Now, in my experience, this fragrance lasts very, very long, and be careful when you spray this on your clothes, guys, because this might stick for days and days. But for me, on my skin, guys, this one here lasts pretty much over the 15 to 20 hour mark, okay? Significant scent. And that's because of really the ingredients, I believe, that 10% Oud Assam oil with the musks really being a powerful part of this fragrance. And the musk right here, guys, is really the second part. It's the second part of this fragrance, and it comes in within the 6th or 7th mark. In my opinion, that's where the musk does come in. And as Jacques Cavalier actually described it, it's like a cocoon of musks, and it does take over after the 6 or 7 hour mark. And this to me translates into a nighttime scenario past the sunset, guys. As it gets darker, that is the feeling of the musks right here after you experience that very genuine and very likable animalic barnyard, deep, rich, woody Oud Assam. I think that the musk is just perfect. It's romantic, it's sensual, it's a great finisher for this fragrance, and that, like I said, lasts for another set of how many hours. Now, Pur Oud, there are two different ways that you can actually enjoy this. Number one, you can enjoy it on your own, guys. For those that actually appreciate oud and are addicted to oud and want to smell that real deal oud, that animalic barnyard nature of oud, I think that this is pretty much what you're gonna get. This is a direct, unabashed type of oud, and if you're into that, then this is perfect for you. And the second thing, which Louis Vuitton also says, is that this is a great layering fragrance, guys. And I actually tested that as well. I tried Pur Oud with Nuit de Feu, which I also reviewed from Louis Vuitton. It's also part of their Middle Eastern fragrances. And my gosh, what an amazing layering combination right there, guys, okay? Because not only do you have a more powerful boosted oud profile in Nuit de Feu, but you also will get to enjoy, you know, the olibanum, the incense, guys, those semi-uplifting incensey notes with, like I said, that boosted oud profile and musk. I really think that Louis Vuitton Pur Oud is a great layering perfume, guys, especially with other Middle Eastern scents. I tried it on Nuit de Feu. It smells amazing, and I can't wait to try it with Lisab Rose and my Middle Eastern Boudicca fragrances like Nemer, for example. I would love to try that and see how a boosted oud profile would change things with these other fragrances. Now, the thing is, guys, whether you're enjoying this fragrance for its purity, that oudiness, or you're using it because of layering purposes, guys, I mean, without a doubt, the thing is, it's an expensive way of doing so, guys, okay? Again, $1,700+ and you'd have to probably go to Dubai to get a full bottle. I mean, to me, that is a pretty expensive thing, okay? And I think that if you just want fragrances with a boosted oud profile, like that Hindi oud or Oud Assam that's actually out there, I think that the most cost-effective way is to just try other perfumes, because trust and believe, they are out there. There are dozens of Middle Eastern perfumes, from the cheap to the expensive, and there's also pure oud oil, and there's also oud chips that can actually give you the same sensation as pure oud. And because this fragrance is more of a layering fragrance and it does feel incomplete, I don't really want to compare it to The Night or to Nebulous or to Spirit of Dubai Oud, because those are more complete fragrances. They do have sets of notes that really form, I would say, a complete fragrance from start to finish. This one right here feels quite incomplete because of only 2 notes right here, so I can't really compare it. However, I will say this, that the oud is comparable, And this one right here, like I said, is less of a punch in the face. It's very smooth and it's got great development. Now, performance wise, guys, this fragrance is strong. Okay, this is really strong. And I don't know if it's because of the oud concentration or because oud is such a discernible smell that someone can pick it up from like a mile away. This fragrance can fill a room, guys. And there's a reason why Pur Oud is marketed in the Middle East, because in the Middle East, it's all about strength. It's all about whoever has the most animalic and strongest perfumes. And I think that Pur Oud can truly compete right there. I think that this thing right here fills up the entire room. And again, if you layer it though with other fragrances, I think that that's way better too. But I think it's very strong. Now, would I buy it for $1,700? No, I wouldn't buy it. But I think that if you are a collector of expensive fragrances, if you collect a lot of those Bodicias and the Rojas, I think that Louis Vuitton Pur Oud would be a great addition to your collection. I view this just the same as collecting expensive ass items such as shoes or clothing or collectibles, or some people do sports cards. It would be just the same, guys. You're basically also buying the brand. You're also buying the fact that this is the most expensive fragrance of the brand. And so if you're into that, if money is not an object, and if you have other fragrances, Middle Eastern fragrances that you would love to layer with this Oud Assam and the musk, then by all means, guys, if you have the money to buy it, go ahead. But like I said before, this Oud scent profile can be found in other fragrances, cheap and expensive. It's just that, man, it's a Louis Vuitton concept. Okay, so that is it. Short and sweet. That is my review of Louis Vuitton Pur Oud. Let me know on the comments below what you guys think. If you've actually tried this fragrance, if you're lucky enough to try it, or if you actually own the bottle. If you dropped $1,700 on this, let me know what you think. Did you sell it immediately? Did you keep it? Or is it something that you use for layering purposes or on its own? Let me know in the comments below. And again, thank you for liking, subscribing, keeping up with the channel, guys. We have over 400 videos. We got all the Louis Vuittons that are pertinent right now. You can go watch them. I will link them at the end of the video. And again, this is Troy D. God bless. Have a great weekend. Peace.